Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Age of Men. And indeed, this is the Lord of the Rings Total Conversion mod, which is still being worked on, by the way. This is very early in its development, as far as I can tell now. Thank you very much for the clarification on that. And indeed, the scenes are now being worked on. They are being worked on. They have been worked on, and in general, they've just not been added to the mod just yet. So we are going to be seeing battlefields that represent the fights that we're going into. We're going to be seeing the siege scenes. We're going to be seeing the town scenes and stuff like that. I have no idea what they're specifically working on, obviously, because I'm not a part of the modding team or anything like that. But I very much appreciate their hard work because it's absolutely fantastic so far. And indeed, someone actually mentioned, and this is a bit of a clarification as well, the Orc Grunt, the base unit that we can recruit from pretty much everywhere, and then it upgrades into pretty much everything, that apparently is a placeholder. So that means that basically what's happening right now is it's just a way for people to test out all of the, shall we say, evil aligned units, however they want to do that. And yeah, that's a really, really nice way of doing it, in my opinion, because then you don't have to necessarily go to a really far off corner of the world to explore the various troops, and you can literally just recruit from anywhere, and then you can test them out. And that's basically how that works. So that's what's happening with that. It is probably going to change. I don't know whether it will, but it is probably going to change, and there'll probably be all kinds of different base units and stuff like that in the future. For me personally, I don't really care about that too much. I think it's very, very fun that we're able to pretty much turn them into whatever we want, and it's going to be really, really cool to see what we can actually create. Anyway, as you can see here, we have another event. Yes, the Rangers of the North, led by Strider, confirm sightings of hooded, shadowy figures stalking the outskirts of the Shire. With a growing sense of worry and unease, the Rangers continue to keep a close eye on the unfamiliar visitors. And there you go. All right, so that's obviously a nod to what's going on, in the storyline, as it were. And we're now actually going to be making our way into fighting these guys. Because here's the thing. I actually do need to level up my athletics skill, don't I? So what I'm going to do this time around is, because I have a little bit more faith in my forces, because let's face it, I feel like we should have a little bit of faith in our people. Why can't I ready up? Oh, no, I can ready up. Oh, never mind. Okay, the shade of green was throwing me off for a second there. Okay, no, we're all good. We're all good. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to attempt to get quite a few kills here. I want to try to level up my athletics skill rather dramatically. It is going to be exceptionally important that we try to get it relatively high level. Obviously, at this point in time, it's going to be a bit difficult to do that. Let's tell our forces to charge in. As I said, they've got... Yeah, my Uruk has a really, really nice way of just, shouting the charge. The charge order, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what we could call it. Yeah, but basically he just went attack, like that. It just got that really, really great, deep way of shouting that. Really, really love that. That is so nice, because then we don't have the base game. We don't have the base game orders or anything like that. Very, very cool. I like that. Okay, so there you go. 2.1 renown. How much do we actually get for that? I don't know. I don't know how much we got for that in terms of experience or anything. But I feel like it's okay. I feel like it's okay. No matter what we're getting, I think we're going to be fine. Okay, so we have the ability to now turn our forces into shield-bearing units, or into two-handed or halberdiers. I think I'm going to go for raiders, to be honest. I actually would like to maximize our shield potential as much as we possibly can, at least. And we are getting a pretty significant... Ooh, look at my leadership. Yes, my leadership is leveling up very nicely. Oh yeah, I am very much looking forward to getting that leveled even further, because I want to get it to 50 at least really, really quickly. If we can get it to 50, and then that's going to be exceptionally nice. Oh yeah, so by the way, I was actually traveling over, as you might expect, to Orthanc, which of course is Isengard. I wanted to go over there because I noticed a very interesting, what can I really call it? Architecture layout, you know, something like that. Basically, I wanted to see what was going on with all these raiding areas. I have never seen this before, so it would be very, very cool if we could interact with that and actually see what's going on with it. So we did actually make it to 50 in pole arms as well. We're going to be obviously going for braced here. This is pretty fantastic for us. And otherwise, we're of course going to make our way along here. And I would like to, yes, obviously we've got some Gondorian. Oh, this is a nice, that is a nice little detail right there. The lights, you know, the lights, the fires of Gondor, and so on and so forth. You know, they are actually here. They have actually been placed in, I assume, lore accurate spots. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know myself, not offhand. I would have to check that. But yes, obviously, Minas Tirith is right there, and then of course we have the fires going all along the ridge here, which I personally think that is a very cool little feature there. No, very cool little touch, you know. And that just goes to show, you know, people that put that kind of attention to detail, especially considering, look at the environment as well. I mean, I'm not very familiar with the, you know, Lord of the Rings map, so don't talk to me about that, because I'm not going to know one way or another whether this village is supposed to be here or supposed to be over here. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not very aware of the little intricacies. However, I think that in general, anyone that's going to put something as small as the fires, you know, in those spots, I think that is extremely cool. All right, so unfortunately, I'm not actually the next level, so I can't really do anything in regards to doing the caravan ambush, because I don't have enough troops, which is really, really frustrating, but that's okay, because we do get the opportunity to take a look at the Rohan units. And you can see here, look at these guys. They've got some pretty fantastic stats, and indeed, look at their armor too. I very much appreciate their armor. I was about to say their armor looks really, really light, but actually no, I just wasn't clicking on the highest tier unit yet. So this guy is tier 8, as you can see. And oh yeah, that's actually something that I wanted to talk about as well. Basically, remember how I showed you the elves in the previous episode? Well, apparently, because the elves are so incredibly strong, they do take up a lot of army space. So what you're going to be getting is let's just say that, you know, I instead of the amount of troops that I have right here, I don't even know how many I have. I guess 25. I guess 25, right? Because they probably take up like one space each. But now the elves, they take up 4 spaces each. Each one of them takes up 4 spaces, and/or a variable amount like that. And from my perspective, I think that's an exceptional design decision, because that fundamentally changes how you play with each individual faction and their own troops. I love that kind of thing, because if there's one thing you really need to make sure of, at least in my opinion, whenever you're dealing, I'm not even just talking about mods here, I'm just talking about, you know, game design in general, when you're choosing and dealing with different factions, do you really want all your factions to act exactly the same way? Accounts from travelers detail Saruman the White sealing the gates of Isengard not long after Gandalf the Grey was seen heading toward the fortress. The two events having correlation is unknown, but the travelers emphasize the oddity. Rumors from Isengard. Yes, indeed. All right, so yeah, we've obviously got that particular thing going on now, and you know, for me personally, I actually really, really love these little events as well, because, you know, as someone that's obviously, I have seen the films, you know, a long time ago. Actually, I haven't seen them recently, but generally, as someone who's seen those, I actually feel like it is a very nice, nostalgic, reminiscent, you know, very cool thing to do. And oh, hello, I actually have a significant amount of silver ore somehow. How did I get that? Well, I'm going to be selling that for a little bit of cash, I suppose, a little bit. And they have got a lot of grain here. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. Okay, I guess I'll buy some meat too. And let's move on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, so as I said, I like those little events because it reminds you what's going on in the world, you know? It makes you feel a little bit, I mean, let's face it, you know, you're not technically alone because you do have your, you know, you do have your troops, you do have any potential companions, you know, things like that. But it does make you feel as though the world is alive because there's other stuff going on at the time that you're also adventuring and doing whatever, you know, whatever the wind, wherever the wind takes you, basically, wherever the wind takes you. And I think that's very cool. Okay, so wait, there is actually, look at this, there is actually a little thing going on here, and there is a Royal Destrier available. Oh, yes, I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on this if I can, because this is definitely going to get us a lot of cash. I could technically, and yeah, obviously this is, you know, of course the case, I could technically just, you know, cheat and get a huge amount of cash that way, but the thing is, I actually want to try these things out because I want to see how the Rohan vassals are in terms of strength, because we've actually seen, well, we didn't see the Nazgul in action, which is a little bit unfortunate because I would have liked to have fought that guy, but he was eliminated in the previous tournament without me even reaching the ability to fight him. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but you know, there's not much for me to say about that, apart from the fact that it would be cool if we could do that at some point. Can we kill this guy? The question is, I think we can. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't die now, please. Maybe we can do a little bit of something. Okay, never mind. I was like, yes, jump and slash will have him. But no. No, apparently not. Okay, so do we have... we do actually have a... we do have a lord or a lady on our side here. And yeah, that's her right there shooting the crossbow. Okay, yes. It would be nice. Oh no, you know, it would be really nice if I actually had better armor on. To be honest, I probably should have just kept that Uruk helmet that we, shall we say, acquired in the previous episode. But no. Let's play a little bit more on the level, shall we? Yes. This fellow is actually being kind of annoying. So I will speed it. And we will see if they can actually defeat him. Yep, there we go. They did it. Wonderful. There we are. And now, oh dear, now it's a 1 versus 1 situation. Okay, well, let's do it. Okay, bear in mind I am still damaged from the previous fight. Oh, that was bad. That was really nice timing on his part, actually. Nice. Wow, that was very good timing on our part now. Yes, and now we are up against... Yes, we're up against... Okay, oh, this is cool. Actually, look at this. We've got a vassal on our side and a vassal against us. We're on a horse. Okay, yeah, it's about time. Rohan, after all, you know, we should really be on a horse in their tournaments, and we should actually just see... have a bad feeling about this. I have a very bad feeling about this. I feel like I'm probably going to get murdered really easily, and or my my ally is probably going to get destroyed. Okay, let's try this. Nice. Oh, that was actually not very nice. Only 15 damage actually, not 19. Oh, see, now this is exactly what I was talking about. Oh, nice damage. My guy did basically nothing to her. Look at that. I can't believe it. This is going to be terrible. I'm trying to do damage to the mount right here, just purely because we want to try to limit their ability to do damage to us. And that's the only thing I can really think of to do right now. I really wish they'd be a little bit less defensive. Oh, there we go. All right, she's out of there. Nice. Only 16 damage, but still, that is good enough to eliminate the vassal from contention. Maybe we will still be able to... Oh, there we go. Actually did damage to him. Oh, did damage to him again? All right, okay. Bear Uruk's got the goods. I do find it quite funny that, you know, he's an Uruk and he's allowed to do this, but you know what? Maybe he doesn't look like one, you know, because look at him. Look at, oh no, never mind. I thought his face was covered. I thought his face was covered, but it's not. Oh dear. Yeah, well, you know. As I said, still early in development, and diplomacy and you know, the various intricacies surrounding that are, of course, going to be coming in at some point. And yeah, I'll try to kill this guy. And there he goes. All right, finally, we actually destroyed his shield, and that was the only reason why I actually managed to do anything. So this is a noble mount. We're probably going to be getting a significant amount of cash for this. At least I hope so. Oh, we got a one-handed. All right, okay. Oh no, I don't want to forfeit. No, okay. Whew, that was a little bit close right there. Okay, we've got some decent one-handed skill, but this guy is definitely going to have more. Pretty sure. Yeah, I've got to be very, very dicey here. Got to be very careful about this. Nice, there we go. All right, that's what we like to see. Okay, so this is absolutely perfect because obviously 3 renown. I mean, 3 renown's absolutely fine. Don't really need it, but you know, it's always good. And we are going to get to clan tier 1 just that little bit quicker. And of course, we are getting the Royal Destrier. And yeah, obviously the Royal Destrier is going to be, yep, as you can see right there, look at that. It's literally selling for 16,000. I mean, really, how can I say no to this? Yeah, we are obviously going to be selling this. And indeed, what I'm going to be doing instead is we're going to be getting a couple of Sumpter horses. Not a huge amount. We're just going to get 5 of those. And we want to... Should I get more of them, actually? Let's get another 5. And let's get 10 of these. And look at my speed, by the way. Did you notice how fast we increased our speed? I mean, look. It's at 5.7, and we get... Wait. We had 5.5, right? And now we get some of these, and boom. Look at that. 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. And that seems to be it, actually. So let me actually just see here. Yeah, we need one more. There we go. So we're now moving at 6.1. We are still getting 10,000 in cash. And I'm actually wondering whether we can... do I really want to purchase something from here? No. We're going to be waiting a little bit longer. And we're going to get to ISENGARD, of course. And then we're going to try and purchase some stuff from there. But yeah, that was absolutely wonderful. Probably one of the best situations we could have come across. I would really, really like to go into a bandit hideout and actually fight that. But yeah, obviously, yeah, probably not going to do that right now. But yeah, otherwise, we did level up. Okay, what do we want? What do we want? Yeah, charm skill, leadership skill. I mean, leadership right now is looking pretty good. So I don't think we really need anything in that. Athletics is looking completely fine too. We could go for scouting skill. Scouting skill generally is my preferred party skill that I usually like to take with my own character. So I will actually do that. And I'm wondering, is Helm's Deep actually a thing? Is the scene done? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. So it's probably absolutely pointless for me to go in here. So I am actually going to go in. I'm just going to check it real quick. Alright, so I am now here in ISENGARD's territory, and as you can see, we do have the opportunity to recruit some of their Uruks, and indeed some of their Warg Riders as well, which is actually pretty cool. Let's just have a quick look-see. What's going on with their forces here? Because obviously we have the ISENGARD ones. Okay, so wait. Okay, so eventually they get to these guys. Okay, we have the Berserkers here. As you can see, they have 300 in every single thing. You have the Champions of the White Hand, which obviously have shields. These guys are going to have shields, right? Yeah. As you can see, they do have shields. Very, very strong. Yep, very, very strong units right there. And then, of course, you have the Berserkers. And what do they actually have? Do they have a fine steel two-handed sword or something along those lines? I have no idea what they're going to have, but they look very, very cool. I can imagine having an entire battalion of these Berserkers running into battle and basically being like, yeah, this is... Yeah, oh, no, never mind. It is not a fine steel two-handed sword. It is literally a unique weapon. And it is a Berserker two-handed sword. Can I turn this guy? I can't turn him around for some reason. Why can't I turn him around? That's a shame. I wanted to look at the sword. Oh, well, never mind, never mind. It's okay. I can probably find it in the, you know, in the cheat menu if we wanted to look at it again. And then we have these guys, which level up from those other fellas. Ooh, tower shield. That is insane. Whoa. That is going to be incredible. Yeah, these guys actually seem more impressive than the Mordor ones. At least to me, I don't know. They feel more dangerous. Is that just me? I don't know. Maybe they feel more dangerous. So yeah, let's get a couple of these guys, shall we? Let's get some of these guys. So let's. I only have a very small amount of space, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to recruit a huge amount of them, unfortunately, but yeah. Anyway, Lurtz is actually here, surprisingly enough. As you can see, there he is. That's the guy. That's Mr... Isn't that Boromir's person? Isn't that his friend? Not really his friend, but you know what I mean. Isn't that his accomplice? No, his acquaintance. That's it. That's the word I'm thinking of right here. So yes, as you can see, look at this. This is what I was extremely intrigued by, because I've never seen this before. And I thought this was really, really cool. I think this is extremely well done. Because obviously, I mean, you know how... I mean, you obviously know how Isengard is, right? So, generally, I feel like this is extremely cool because just think about how this is going to be in a regular playthrough, because look at how much stuff you have to do here. You have so much availability. You've got cattle, you've got horses, 2 horse villages, you got some pigs here as well, and indeed there are so many places for you to get quests from as well. Like, for example, look at this guy. Obviously he needs draft animals. I'm not really interested in doing that particular quest, but still extremely cool. And I can even go into the place as it is. As you can see, the scenes are not going to be done, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not going to go in there. But yeah, obviously you could pay a bribe if you wanted to go in there, but I'm not going to do that. But very cool. Let's take a look and see if I can maybe purchase some shoulders or something like that, because well, there are actually some pretty cheap armor pieces, actually. All things considered, pretty cheap. Not too bad. I could potentially get a nice helmet and some nice braces, and I might actually decide to do that. You know what? I am going to do that, just purely because... Oh, wait. These are not working. These are not working just yet. What about these? Okay, those are not working either for some reason. Why are they not working? I've actually tried out some braces and they were working just fine before, so that's a bit strange. Okay, well, we got some light shoes there. Light leather gloves? No, they are not working. Oh, wait. I know why this isn't working. It's because of the torso piece. It's not because of the gloves. All right, yeah, that is actually understandable. So let's actually remove that. As you can see, yeah. That's what he's looking like right now. So generally, if I remove my armor piece and I actually get another bit of armor, so let's say I get this, as you can see, we're actually looking really strong right there. It would be nice if we had some pants, but it is just a tunic, so yeah, it is just a tunic. Okay, you know what? Let's do it, and let's get this. And yeah, there we go. At least he's looking a little bit less, you know, ridiculous. Because obviously I was wearing something completely different there. So we're just gonna actually sell all of that. And is there anything else that I can actually sell here? I mean, no, not really. Kind of unfortunate that we have to spend 5,000. Ooh, wait a minute. There is actually a tournament going on here. Ah, okay. This may give me the opportunity to encounter some of the other kinds of vassals. As you can see, we have Thrakgul, the Uruk-hai overseer, and we have the Siege Master, and we have Forge Master as well. which is extremely interesting. Let's see if we can actually fight them. Okay, this is going to be really problematic. I'm going to go for my axe here. Nice. Nice, good damage, good damage. Let's try not to take too much damage ourselves. Whoa, okay. Let's be a bit careful. This is a good way for me to level up my athletic skills, so I suppose I am kind of pleased about that. They are going to kill that guy very quickly. This guy is very dangerous. He has an extremely fast attack speed. Yeah, well, it's fine. We've qualified, okay? We've qualified. These fellows, they are dangerous. They give danger to me. Whereas the Mordor ones, I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure what to say about those guys. They seem a little bit less dangerous. Is that just me? I don't know. Sauron would not like that. Would not like me to say that, because obviously Saruman is the master of these guys. So, there is that. Okay, here we go. We'll be absolutely fine here. No problem whatsoever. Yes, I've got this guy's number. I have this guy's number. I know exactly how he's going to fight, because he's probably a low level. Yes, probably not too difficult. Yeah, this fellow really knows what's up, though. The Forge Masters, the Vassals, and so on and so forth, they really are going to be extremely deadly to us. We are up against the Forge Master once again. Okay, we got a spear. I'm going to switch to the two-handed, not to the two-handed, to the one-handed axe. Okay, just fight this guy, please. Just fight him. Yes. Good damage. Please don't die. Please don't die, person. Whoever you are. I need him to stay alive, because for 2 versus 1, not going to work. Oh no, this is not good. I need to kill this guy really fast. Nice. There we go. He's dead. Wow. I gotta say, I actually think a one-handed axe. I'm not sure what kind of one-handed axe this is, but a one-handed axe, nevertheless, it is doing work. It is absolutely doing work. If I had a two-handed in these situations, I'd be dead. I'm pretty sure. Because the amount of swing speed you'd have to have is pretty immense to be able to beat these guys. And the axe is incredibly quick. As you can see. Really, really fast. And they are aggressive. I like that. They're actually trying to swing. They're trying to swing every single time. They're not actually just remaining defensive the entire round. I really, really don't like it when people just remain defensive so extremely hardcore on that. And so them being aggressive, I don't know whether that really is very different in regards to, it being an Isengard versus Mordor situation here. But it feels like the Uruks from Isengard are faster. Not sure if that's true. Feels like they're faster. Feels like they're as I say, more dangerous. I'm not sure. It feels like that to me. Anyway, we have a steward here. Yes, we have a steward here. So we will be getting her. Apparently. Yes, we will be getting her. So there you go. And then she's going to actually be our steward. Be our quartermaster. There we go. Alright, that is absolutely perfect. Now we can actually go back in here. We can sell Judgment if we want to, which is, indeed, it is a one-handed mace, which is actually kind of nice. But let's actually see. Is there an axe here that I might be able to get? There is a two-handed. There is a two-handed sword, which I could very easily purchase. However, it does only, and I say only here, it only has 66 cutting damage, which isn't very good in comparison to what we could potentially craft. If I remember correctly, crafting generally does provide you with much more damage. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, though. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of thing that we probably want to see here. Look at the amount of cutting damage this does. 107 length as well. 107 length. Obviously, the length that we have on the halberd is actually kind of crazy. However, if we were to go for one of these, and I really, really like the modeling on these as well. These two specifically, they give so much Isengard energy. Let's just do that. There we go. And we're just going to unequip that for the moment. As you can see, look at that. Very, very cool looking. And we also have some one-handeds here. Do we have any one-handed axes though? It doesn't seem like it. No. So, not sure what the one-handed axes were in the tournament. But Whatever the case, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I really love the fact that they also have bows. They have bows very, very obviously here, as you see. And this is actually... I'm going to say it right now. I feel like this is an extremely strong bow. Very, very strong bow. 76 piercing damage. I think 76 piercing damage is extremely high, which is really, really nice. I mean, let's face it, if you're using, you know, a similar bow to what Lurtz was using, then it is going to be exceptionally difficult. You're going to need a lot of strength to pull back the, you know, the bowstring on that. So yeah, that is very, very fun, in my opinion. And yeah, so, well, what do we do next, right? What do we do next? Well, generally, I don't have the ability to become a mercenary yet, which is a problem. So the best course of action for me right now is to try and find some bandits. I know I actually saw someone saying that there is a lack of bandits in the world. I don't think I've actually seen that. I mean, obviously in Mordor, there are huge numbers, but obviously some of these are very dangerous to us at the moment, even though they could give us a lot of renown if we achieved victory against them. Anyway, an assistant at the Prancing Pony in Bree recalls the terrifying moment two figures dressed in all black raided the rooms assigned to a group of hobbits staying at the inn. Luckily, the party was not present during the attack. Unsure of its importance, the assistant notes that the same figures had come to the inn just days prior, asking for a Baggins. He turned them away due to an uneasiness he felt about them. Yes, the raid at the Prancing Pony, of course. The journey is well underway. Yes, very, very true. So, the question is, do we go back to Mordor territory? For me personally, I'd actually like to explore, and we could... I don't think there's going to be anything in there. I don't think they've done the modeling on that. Have they? Have they done the modeling on the Ents? Can we actually fight Ents? I don't think so, right? But yeah, generally, I am loving the game world right now. Here we go. We also have some raiders. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I really love the fact that we actually got that horse really early on too, because it means that we can just literally zoom straight towards our opponents, and there is nothing they can do about getting away, which is extremely nice. And I now have my two-handed axe, and this is extremely slow. As you can see, it's like I'm wading through treacle here when I swing it. But obviously, oh yeah, I should actually give myself one of the horses, shouldn't I? I should give myself one of the new horses, because I'm still riding on a sumpter horse, which is absolutely terrible. Very, very slow indeed. So if we can get one of those, I'll be very, very happy. Otherwise, apart from that, we do have, let's see, 3 enemies that are archers. Okay, it feels a bit more than that to me. Are these thrown weapons? These are thrown weapons, I think. Yeah, ouch. That actually hurt. That hit him in the, well, hit him in a place that you wouldn't normally want to be hit in, I guess, but yes. Anyway, let's just see. I'm gonna just try to maximize the amount of time that I can waste for them, because we want to make sure that our forces are not charging into a bunch of random javelins being thrown at them. And we can only hope that they're going to be okay here. Whoa, it's so slow. Wow, it is so slow. Oh, it does so much damage, though. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's what I like to see. I love weapons like this. Surprisingly enough, I mean, you'd think I prefer something a little bit quicker. Yeah, I do actually really like fast weapons too. But when you make and land a hit with this, you're feeling it deep in your bones. You're feeling that hit. And you feel as though you are causing reverberations throughout the history of this fellow's descendants, basically. It feels like that, you know, whenever you hit with it, because you know it's going to be an exceptionally large amount of damage. Really, really love that. That was really, really fun. All right, 3.5 renown for us. Are we going to get the next clan tier soon? I think so. Oh, actually, I think we just... Oh, no. Actually, that is not us making that. That is literally the fact that we now have a quartermaster. And that has actually helped us a great deal. So I'm very, very appreciative of that. Let's have a look and actually see whether we can get her some gear here. She's obviously wearing absolutely terrible stuff. There we go. We have this as well, which I am actually going to use. That looks ridiculous on him, actually, so I do apologize for the ridiculous nature of his armor, but I don't really have that much cash right now, so not really going to be able to do anything about that just yet. Let's see, does she have throwing skill? She does not, as far as I can tell. No, she only has 20. She does have 50 in bows, so technically if I had enough cash, I would have been able to purchase the short bow, and I could have given that to her. However, that is extremely expensive, so I'm probably not going to be doing that. I will, however, give her this sword, which is slightly better than what she was using. I don't really think that she's going to do very well using the polearm. Actually, you know what? She is actually going to do quite well using the polearm. She does seem to have pretty good stats in that regard. Let's also replace my horse, and replace her horse, and there we go. We've got some nice upgrades right there. And indeed, what I should do now is actually head back to Isengard and recruit some more people. And this is also actually one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight this, shall we say, unique kind of layout that Isengard actually has. Because of all these raiding villages, you literally have the opportunity, well, shall we say raiding camps, sorry, not raiding villages. But yeah, you have the opportunity to recruit from every single one of them. And I gotta say, I actually think I think that's incredible. For me personally, I think that makes all the difference in the world because, I mean, let's face it, right? If you are starting a new playthrough, right, you don't, I mean, I don't know whether you personally would like to do that, but for me, I actually really love the fact that all of the recruits can be gained in an exceedingly short amount of time because it means that I can get into doing quests. It means that I can further, shall we say, defend, potentially, if I actually own Isengard at that point. If I do, at any relevant time. I don't know whether that's actually ever going to happen, but you never know. And indeed, we are now fighting against some criminals, right? Criminals. Let's see if we can do something against that. Okay, one thing I would love to see, I'm not sure if they even have plans for this or whether this weapon even has this, but I would love to see this weapon crush through blocks, because I personally feel like it makes very little sense that a one-handed would be able to block this. Just think about it. Look at how insanely massive this axe is, and a one-handed being able to block this, I think, is a crime. So generally, it would be cool if we could see that, but obviously not a high priority. Not a high priority in any way. This is just a, you know, small little like from me right there. You know, just a little bit of a thing that I personally would like to see in general, because just think about it. In a realistic situation, obviously this is not realistic, but what I'm saying is, even in the base game, I would like to see heavier weapons have natural crush through block most of the time, apart from when you're obviously you know, against shields, because against shields that makes very little sense, because shields generally, unless it's like the flimsiest shield in the world, you know what I mean. If it's a flimsy shield, then yeah, by all means crush through. But if it's not a flimsy one, then you can probably best bet that it's going to be pretty well protecting. And look at this, we're actually getting the opportunity to attack literal bandits in the actual area. This is actually insanely good. This is insanely good. And look at this. I can even go here. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got going on? The horsemen of Rohan exclaim their concern over the bands of Orc prowling the Westfold, leaving their king, Theoden, and his court distressed. Aha, the bands of Orcs. All right. Yeah, they're going all over there, aren't they? Yes, they're making their presence known. And indeed, we're not looking for a fight, he says. Yeah, we're not looking for a fight. Well, I am looking for a fight, sir. So let us do it. Let us fight. And travel speed during daytime. That sounds pretty good to me. I have another focus point. What do I want to spend it in? Well, I actually would like to spend it in leadership, but let's spend it in scouting because we can. And because scouting is definitely going to be important for us later on. And I'm going to tell everyone just to charge in here, because I have so many wonderful, wonderful units that have the opportunity to get level ups. Might as well just go for it, right? Let's see if we can get a nice kill here. Oh, there we go. Double slash. Double slash. That was nice. I think that's probably the only kills I'm going to get in this particular battle. Because my timing is so bad with this weapon. Which is funny because I actually did really well with it the first time I used it, but now it's just like, just sputtering all over the place for some reason. Ah, there we go. Not too bad. And another one. There we are. Very nice indeed. So, yeah. Very, very cool. I really, really do appreciate that. And, yes, let's try to actually hit properly, shall we? Proper, come on. A little bit more properly, Bear Uruk, please. A little bit more properly. Yeah, come on, you're an Uruk, you can do this. Yeah, there we go. I mean, technically, he's not supposed to be on a... I mean, is he supposed to be on a mount? Not really, right? He's not really supposed to be on a mount, but, you know, I mean... I'm not really going for lore accurate here that much, but yes. I mean, he's looking very stylish as it is, you know. He's very, you know, fashion conscious, isn't he? Yes, very much so. Anyway, as I said to you, I wouldn't mind going into the forest over here, because this is where the Ents are, technically. So I actually now recognize the map a little bit from my previous experiences in the last days, which I personally loved. I think that's probably one of my favorite mods of all time from Warband, and generally this is looking very, very cool already. And you know what I really want to see? I want to see everything. I want to see absolutely everything be just shoved into this mod as much as possible, because it is looking so good right now. With the map itself is so lovingly crafted. I mean, you can tell that, right? You can tell that they've put a lot of passion, a lot of effort into this. And then, obviously, the units themselves, the sound effects of the Uruks specifically. Obviously, we haven't tried any of the elves yet. We haven't tried fighting them or anything like that. We haven't tried any kind of engagements with the elves. And we are indeed making our way over there. So we might get the opportunity to see them sometime soon. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and well, that was pretty bad timing on Fangorn Forest's part, but maybe it's actually good timing, because we are actually going in there in just a second, and I'm not sure if there's going to be anything in there. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Anyway. A low, groaning wail from deep in Fangorn Forest accompanies the sounds of trees falling. While listening more intently, the noises seem to be those of ancient agony over the deforestation that is occurring. And indeed, that's obviously because of ISENGARD doing their thing. So yeah, that is exactly the reason why I wanted to go over here. Anyway, as I said, we'll leave that for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.